Greetings, soul family. Jenna PinkStone, the Southern Oracle, signing on and syncing up with you on this glorious day, surrounded and embraced by the trees of a forest. I want to connect with all of you to share some of the wisdoms, the profound illuminations that we have discovered and uncovered and revealed through the collaboration and the co-creation of expanding and syncing up our own auric fields of discovery on Patreon. If any of you are interested in something different, something a bit askew of that of a typical psychic reading, what it is that I embark upon as an infinite creator, that I hope that you also are embarking upon as well. Certainly you are if you have found your way to my channel. And that is a way of expansion and a way of coalescing together the wisdoms that each of our individual soul signatures can share with one another. It is an illumination that each of us can enjoy and bask in the sunlight of one another. I have a vision, soul family. I have somewhat of a daydream that I enter into frequently. And that is one where on Patreon, as a sacred platform for which all of us can gather, kind of like a hearth or a fire by which we all gather around as a center point so that we can share and we can bask in each other's experiences through storytelling and understanding of the world that surrounds us. There are several patrons that have joined me in my first month on Patreon, and for that I am extremely grateful. For those of them who I have synced my auric field with theirs and they have given consent for me to share those wisdoms, you will be seeing those videos shared here on this channel. And it is something that we are building, soul family. It is a foundation we are laying for the future. And it is something that we will all be able to bask in the glow and the glory of all that we reveal together. Because something that many psychics will not tell you, that they will not share with you, is that in order for them to do their work, you must be that which they connect with. And it is your light and your glow that you, in sharing with them, every single time a true psychic embarks upon this journey with another sacred soul signature of this world, they themselves are illumined. They themselves are expanded, and that which they share with every given individual being from that point forward is also illumined and shared in an exponential kind of a fractal sort of sequencing. This is something that I have so much, it's like soul tingles, soul family. It's something that I can perceive the growth of, not just the growth of me, but the growth of our family, the growth of this world, and the growth of consciousness as a set identity for us all. So every month I intend to share a summarization of the wisdoms that I have uncovered on Patreon. And I hope that it will imbue within you a light, a spark, if you will, that you want to come and share in our soil so that we can expand this forest of wisdom that we are growing together. So this month for June, there have been many patrons that I have connected with personally, I take very good care of my patrons, no matter which tier they find themselves on. The higher tiers do get some more of my time and energy, simply because the connecting of our auric fields, in order to take place, that time and energy must be invested. And those are which I will share here with you, soul family. So please be on the lookout for those on this channel. This summarization for the month of June, some of the imbuings, some of the illuminations that I have received from these patrons have been that of almost like a complexity, in that there is great movement and stillness. There is so much energy and so much activity in that of something, a landscape that appears to us very still. Is this something that resonates with you? It resonates with me. And this came through in the heat of the desert of Death Valley for our patron Steve. It is something that you can actually sense, you can actually feel in the metaphors shared by Spirit, that in the mirage, in kind of the hazy mirage that we can all envision in our own orb of knowing, that mirage on the desert landscape that kind of, it kind of shimmers, it kind of trickles. That is energy and movement doing its sacred work. Okay, but the desert is very still, and with your human eyes you cannot perceive any movement necessarily, but that does not mean it does not exist. There is great movement and stillness. This wisdom that I share is so powerful. In the next reading that I was able to embark upon through oracle cards, as well as the syncing of the auric fields with Mustafa, another of my very special patrons. And that is one of transformation. Transformational change does not only exist by throwing out what we once had and gaining something new. What Spirit shared with me was that transformational change is like that of Play-Doh or putty. Perhaps we've created a sculpture that we do not any longer resonate with. We have created and fashioned with our own hands of experience and perspective something that we wish to be changed, that we wish to see sculpted and shaped anew. And this is regarded as wonderful. We are encouraged to do so, because in this reading, in these oracle perspectives, I was shown that we are encouraged to remold that Play-Doh, to simply, almost as if it's a mandala. We've all seen a mandala and all of its intricate it's almost like that of a labyrinth, right? It's like that of intricate landscapes that once they are finished constructing the mandala, through meticulous grains of sand being laid in a artistic fashion to depict a sacred and spiritual landscape, they are all swept to the middle so that all of the colors, all of the shapes, all of every form that was created through these grains of sand is washed away, is created anew. It is swept to the middle, and something different can hold that space. I was shown the transformation from peacock to dragon. And both of these creatures, both of these frequencies of being are very special to Spirit, and they are there for a reason that if any of us want to embody, if any of us want to step into those frequencies, that is encouraged as well. It is also encouraged to transform from one thing to another, as if we were making an entirely different dish out of the very same ingredients of all that we are and all we have accumulated in this incarnation. And finally, There is so much value that was found in that of Abby's oracle readings, another patron that has joined us in this embarkation on this journey of discovery, both of self, the individual aspect, and the collective identity, which we are all striving to better understand. We are all looking closer and more forward to something new, something special that's always actually been there. We are only merely learning how to notice it. And that is one of discovering and being true to the authentic self. Throughout millennia, throughout time, soul family, we have been almost, you could even say, enslaved. We've been persecuted. We've been held down by the thumb of whatever power structure exists in this world. We have been forced to engage in rituals that harness our energy, our sacred soul. Our energy has been used for something that was not something of our own choosing. Okay? I mince my words because I don't want this to turn into a different message. That would be another video for another time. However, it is so important that we see in the wake of all that has happened, in what has sprouted from the soil after all of the growth, all of the underbrush was swept away in this metaphorical flood. All that is being regrown is something out of choice for us all, that we all have that choice to embark upon a new type of ritual that speaks deeply to our heart space. We are discovering as a collective, as individuals, that our energy can be harnessed by us once again. This is the way it once was, and it is the way it will once again be. And we are learning that through sacred ritual, through the intentional process of not only harnessing our energy, but projecting it in a fashion of daily engagements. Because all this is, soul family, is frequency made powerful. What a frequency is a wavelength, is it not? It is a wavelength that over time, if that wavelength continues, it becomes stronger. And this, soul family, is what was uncovered in Abby's oracle reading on Patreon, that these wavelengths are created by us through sacred daily rituals. We make ourselves stronger through this, and we no longer need to engage in these rituals that are meaningless to us and only empowering to another. These wisdoms are shared not just by me. I'm not the psychic who uncovered them. I am merely someone who took the initiative to connect with the auric fields of other infinite creators like you, other infinite beings like yourself that chose to allow me to resonate and sync my auric field, my own spiritual atmosphere, and my own sacred perspective with the sacred perspective and spiritual atmosphere of others. This is what was uncovered. These are the revelations. And I do sincerely intend for them to imbue your life with purpose and a deeper, meaningful perspective. If this is something that you wish to embark upon with me, with the rest of our Inner Soul Circle on Patreon, I do encourage you to follow the breadcrumbs in the description of this video, because July is almost upon us. And if this is something that speaks to you, I encourage you, the time is now. It is of the essence that you sign up on Patreon on any of the tiers that speak with you, because you will be taken care of. You will be brought into the shelter and warmth of our infinite love, no matter what it is that you intend to invest in us and in yourselves. If it is an oracle card pull that speaks to you, I encourage you to look closely at the Ascension Seeds tier. This is a service I only offer on Patreon. It is exclusive to our Inner Soul Circle. If it is an actual oracle reading that speaks more closely to you, I encourage you to look closely at the Akashic Alliance, which also includes the oracle card pull. And those two together will feed one off of the other and offer an even more exponential fractal version of the experience of syncing our auric fields and discovering the wisdom to be had. I am so excited to see what it is you have to share with me, soul family. I am ready to empower you, and I am ready to awaken you to your own light. I thank you for sharing your moment with me. This is Jenna PinkStone, the Southern Oracle, signing off.